The next trend we're going to look at is social search and how social media platforms are rapidly evolving into powerful search engines. Hootsuite, one of the social media giants, reported that in January of 2023, last year, nearly 95% of internet users between the ages of 16 and 64 visited a social networking site, whereas in the same month, only 81% of 16 to 64-year-olds visited a search engine. So more people were using social media platforms than they were search engines. So there is a shift, albeit, search engines are not dead by any stretch. But we are seeing a shift, a shift in user behavior, towards, using search, using social, to answer queries. And this has probably been driven by, the innovative algorithms, the growing emphasis on content discovery. You can see there in the graph, 31% of consumers use social media to answer questions. Getting questions answered on social media is now a task that can be easily completed, just like discovering new products on social media. Researching brands on social media can be really easy to do. Interestingly, you can see there that TikTok is the number one search tool for more than half of Generation Z. Like, a lot of people talk about Generation Z, that's anyone basically from the ages of 12 to around 27 or 28. A lot of people, reference this group of people, and that's largely because they're the ones that are going to be using online and digital and social platforms more and more. And usually what the younger generations are doing, that tends to shape how these platforms behave and look. And these are audiences and these are consumers that are really captivated by this sort of bite-sized, hyper-specific, genuine and personal content, and mostly video content. It is the convenience, really, and the speed and the quality of results that attracts them to use it. And I suppose it makes total sense that if you're getting, high quality information that answers your questions perfectly, and you're getting that quickly, why wouldn't you continue to use it? And it's probably created a new expectation of that immediacy and relevancy, and that the nature of social media in terms of it has real time updates, or very, very recent content, that really lends these platforms really lends itself well to that immediate search query. And if we think about it, our social platforms are updated more regularly than any of our websites. So there is this sort of shift towards social media as a search tool. So essentially, if you want your content to get discovered, you need to be optimizing your posts with keywords that are relevant to your organization, to your products and services. And it's the same SEO principles for your websites that are important here for social too. Obviously using the most relevant keywords, optimizing your titles, your captions, your descriptions, using the most relevant hashtags are all important here. The tools that you use for SEO, for search engine optimization, like SEMrush, Ubersuggest, Keyword Planner, Ahrefs, all those tools that you use to plan and execute on-page optimization are all important here, are all useful here. They're also very good for spotting some edutainment opportunities, which is a term that has been used to describe educational content delivered in an entertaining way. So, if people are asking questions and these reports tell you that people are asking a question, like, how do I get a mortgage, for example? You're you're able to be informed about that, how you could create an article or a video or whatever it is, educating that audience in an entertaining way. So answering that question in the form of social content. Um, Obviously, creating engaging content tailored to that platform's audience is critical. That's a no-brainer. And it's also important to say that if anyone here does have an SEO strategy for their website, and maybe they have link building strategies, they have on-page optimization techniques, they're focused on user experience, it may now be the time to include social search or a social search strategy into their overall search engine optimization strategy.